Alright, so it's time for a few story updates, and these are the fanfiction updates from my good friend Alexander Anayas, and a few stories he's just put out on the internet, as well as a few updates for the No Name Club, which is a series that I'm helping to co-write with just a few places. Although I have written I'll get more into that in a bit, but yeah. The new ones I've kind of co-plotted with I've co-plotted with Alex, but he's mostly done he's doing all the writing. I've just been helping with a few ideas here and there. So, yeah. First and foremost, let's talk about the newest one. Carnage kills the multiverse. Yeah, Carnage kills the multiverse. It's pretty self-explanatory, guys. It is pretty much it. The story is that Carnage has been broken out of Ravencroft Asylum, and he's been brought to Middleburg, the universe of Pen Zero, Part-Time Hero, and from there he starts bouncing around different universes and kills everything in sight. This story does have character deaths. There are going to be character deaths. I'm not really a fan of character deaths in fanfiction because it just feels like you just did this out of canon, didn't you? Because you just really wanted this character to die. So I'm not a big fan of character deaths in fanfiction, even when, I just feel like that should be a show thing, so then it just feels awkward, when the character's still alive in in canon, but in fanfiction they're like, he or she just died horribly. In this, but then we kind of thought about it as like, yeah, but this is actually something in the vein of Punisher kills the Marvel Universe or Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. So it's very AU. So I was kind of like, you know what, I can deal with an AU type story. And this is Carnage. He's bound to kill people. It's actually kind of funny because we were actually very close. Alex and I were talking, and it actually started. I was like, what would happen if Carnage fought the Powerpuff Girls? And we kind of went, I don't know if Carnage would be in would stand a chance against the Powerpuff Girls. And it kind of went from, well, what if Deadpool showed up, or Carnage showed up in Townsville? And then we kind of talked about it more, and it was very close to actually becoming Deadpool kills the multiverse. But then we kind of thought, everybody does Deadpool, so let's play with Carnage. Another big inspiration for this was the Carnage one-shot Carnage Mind Bomb, written by Warren Ellis, which is awesome. It's really hard to find, too. I managed to read it online, and it's awesome, mostly because it's Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis is one of my favorite writers, so I really enjoyed it. His take on Carnage, it's really dark and really messed up. I do not recommend that comic if you find it for young viewers, honestly. But yeah, the story is that Carnage is going to be bouncing around the multiverse and brutally killing everyone in his path, and it's going to be hilariously dark. This is actually Alex's going to be his first M-rated story. It's T right now, but when the killing starts, it's going to be an M-rated story for, the blood and the violence. Why did I say that like Bela Lugosi's Dracula? I will never know. So let's move on to a little more lighthearted story, which is Randy Cunningham, Ultimate Ninja. No, it is not Randy Cunningham in the Ultimate Universe. It's, but it does have Spider-Man influence, because again, Randy Cunningham had a major influence from Spider-Man, same with Ladybug, and a few other, and of course Danny Phantom. It's very much in that vein, so Alex kind of talked to me when he started watching more of Randy Cunningham 9th Grade Ninja. He really liked the idea of doing more of a Spider-Man take on Randy Cunningham, and it looks like the show may never come back, so this is kind of like his version of Season 3. It's set in Randy's junior year. Yeah, he's gone from freshman to now he's a junior in high school. He's starting a relationship with Teresa. He's still friends with Howard, and the sorcerer is gone. The only real enemy he's kind of facing is McFist's robots. He is actually now starting to combat common criminals. Now now that the sorcerer's gone, he feels like, yeah, I can really help Norrisville now. Outside of just the high school, I can actually do more for the people. So in that story, we actually spent days, and we're still to this day actually coming up with villains. We're coming up with a lot of villains. He's created some, I've created some. And we've really tweaked them and made them a lot different. I've made some I made one villain that I creeped myself out when I made this villain called Mr. Blank. I don't want to talk much about him, but the best way I can describe him is imagine Kilgrave from Jessica Jones, but without the powers. But the obsession is there. Obsession for who, I'm not going to say, but he's definitely one of the creepiest things I've ever created out of my sick little head. So, yeah, there's also some great villains. Yeah, we're actually having the Randy combat supervillains. He's actually going to be having a rogues gallery from... I don't want to say many of the villains, but we've created a few that we were really a fan of. We're also, since the show never got a chance to delve into the family, the characters' family lives, we're outside of, the Wienermans, little, and that was even little. We're kind of talking a bit about Randy and Teresa's families. We're actually making some headcanon with those families, and we did something really fun for Teresa's mom, as well as we wanted to make some cool character stuff with Randy's father as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun to do. Again, it's a very Spider-Man take. This feels very much like a Spider-Man type story, and we wanted to keep it like that without making it too Spider-Man-ish. We wanted to keep a lot of the humor from the show. So there's a lot of that. I'm not writing this, as well as Carnage Kills the Multiverse. I'm not writing those. Just helping with a few ideas. This is like 10% me, 90% Alex on those. So, just keep in mind that I don't really have a big hand on those. But let's talk about the other thing a lot of people are really excited for. People have really enjoyed. The No Name Club. The No Name Club is still going, because obviously you're probably wondering, well, if you guys are still if Alex started doing those fanfictions, where does that leave No Name Club? No Name Club's still a go. For those who don't know what that is, No Name Club is a fanfiction series that is, the best way I can describe it is if you mixed Disney's House of Mouse with the humor from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Trailer Park Boys, or at least something of that, the humor in that kind of nature. So yeah, Alex admitted he was a little busy with the other two stories. So chapter 7 will be written all by me. I've actually written 2 chapters, 4 and 5, I believe. No, it's 3 and 4. No, I've written 2 chapters for the story already. One dealing with a pirate-themed night, and the other being a story about focusing on Toffee from Star vs. the Force of Evil, and him having a night with Lord Dominator. Get your head out of the gutter. Okay, not too far out of the gutter, because as I've said before to any new viewers, this, and I cannot stress this enough, this story is not for kids. This is a very, heavy PG-13 type story. There is some very crude humor in there. I cannot recommend, I do not suggest, and I highly, please do not read that story because, there's some humor in there that is not for everybody. There's some humor, and I cannot stress it enough, there's some humor in there that is not for everybody. And hell, the chapter I'm actually writing, I'm writing a new chapter for the story. That chapter is going to be a little more, that's going to be a hard pill to swallow for some people. I don't want to explain the synopsis of the story, but it will focus on Penn, Dipper, and Marco doing a very odd job for Stan. And in that, I've so far written 2 masturbation jokes and my first joke about pegging. If you don't know what that is, then congratulations, you have a soul, or better put, you just didn't see the Deadpool movie. Yeah. Like I said, this story is not for everyone. I cannot stress that enough. Anyway, so I'm going to leave a link below for Carnage Kills the Multiverse, and from there you can go to Alex's fanfiction page where you guys can read not just those stories, but all the others he's written. He's written a lot. He's written a fan fiction series called Kaiju Falls, which is a Gravity Falls Godzilla crossover. It's really well done. I really recommend that. He's done he's done a Star versus the Forces of Evil and Star Wars crossover that mixes the two universes together. It's really cool. Yeah, he's done a lot, and it's not just those stories. I just wanted to mention those. But go back and check out the other stories he's written. He's written a lot. There's actually a really good Steven Universe one with a game series called Universal Assault, which I've never heard of, but it's really good too. So, yeah. I didn't have any hand in a majority of those. I just had little bits of help here and there with a few of the fan fictions that have recently come out, namely No Name Club, the Star Wars one, the Star Wars and Star one, the Carnage and Ninja story. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, just click the link below. You guys can read the prequel, the prologue at least, to Carnage Kills the Multiverse. Although as of this recording, the story may have been updated further. So bear that in mind. But anyway, just go check it out and have a lot of fun. But keep in mind, these stories will get a little more violent, so... Not the Randy Cunningham one. That might stay PG-13 for, just language and, intense fighting. But the other two, yeah, you've been warned. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.